Okay, everyone, good afternoon and happy Friday. Thanks for coming to today's class in which we will be covering some sources where you can find social media content, as well as some tips and tricks for best practices. So to get started, oops, too far. I want to do a quick overview of what tools or resources are provided to you from the company that relate to social media. So some of the main ones are Ace Design Studio, Adworks, Agent Icon, your agent website, the Berkshire Hathaway Social Media Resource Center, which is found inside the main Berkshire Hathaway Resource Center, the home valuation system, and YouTube. So just a quick blurb about all of these. I have covered, I think, every single one of these in classes before. So you can always go back to my YouTube channel and watch those recorded classes to get more details. But I just want to kind of tell you what they all are and what they can be used for. So first up is Ace Design Studio, and it can be used to create social media ready content or images about pretty much anything. But most people focus on either their listings themselves or their team. And just one example of a great use for this would be to create a social media post that features a customer review that you can share. Or if you have a new team member, you can give them a shout out and tell all your clients and fans about them. Next up is Adworks. This is a third-party company, but Berkshire Hathaway uses it to create campaigns, which are paid advertisements, basically. If you've heard about the open house extravaganza weekend, this is how they advertise those. They also will do a campaign for you anytime you have a coming soon or a new listing. So those are already created. You can go into Adworks to access those. You can choose to have the campaigns run longer or boost them to a wider audience. You do have to pay for that. And you can also, if you choose to, create your own ad unrelated to the ones that the company has created for you. So for example, you can create a little ad about yourself and you can pay to push that out across multiple platforms, Facebook, Waze, Google, HomeSnap, etc. And it's a great way to sort of prospect for listings. Next up is Agent Icon. This is a very simple way to instantly create social media branded images about your listings or yourself or your team or company events. It is limited, meaning all you get is an image, and that image, when you share it, people can't click on it and go anywhere, right? So there's no additional information behind it. It's literally just an image. So it's probably best primarily for someplace like Instagram that is image-based. You can also choose to subscribe to Agent Icon, and you will receive an email daily with suggested content and access to their full library. The other way it works is you just email them a photo and they email you back with an entire selection of kind of branded imagery. So great example of when to use this is if you just sold a home, or if you attended a fun company event that you want to talk about, you would send them a photo and they would send you back your options. You can also use your website, right? So don't forget that anything that you share directly from your website is a great idea because they can click on the post and get more information, and it directs them back to your website. So most commonly, people use that for sharing information about a listing or about an upcoming open house. The Social Media Resource Center allows you to set up automatic postings. You get once per week for free, and you can pick the day of the week, or you can pay them to set up more frequent automatic posts. Within that system, you also have access to tons of licensed articles and videos that you can share anytime, primarily to Facebook or LinkedIn if it's an article. And it does create a post that people can click on. And if they do, it takes it to a specific landing page that's branded to you. And the benefit of using that system is you can set it up and then forget about it. It will take care of at least once a week posting for you. And that's across multiple platforms as well. The home valuation system. So everyone has a branded landing page through the HVS system. You can share that to your social media pages with one click. Consumers who click on it can get automated valuations of their home, and they're also prompted to sign up for a monthly report about the value of their home and the local market conditions. The benefit to sharing this is that it is a lead generation tool. It's trying to capture those people's information and make you aware that you have a new lead so that you can follow up with them. YouTube, a lot of people might miss this one. So all of us as agents with our company have a free YouTube account, including the options to set up your own YouTube channel through the Google suite of products like your Fox and Roach Gmail account, right? So you can create and host videos on your own channel to easily share them across social media platforms, or you can always look for other interesting videos or something called YouTube Shorts from other channels that would obviously, relate to something that you want to talk about. And probably one of the best examples of using this is to create a video biography. So rather than just writing a paragraph about yourself that you're sharing, you can actually get in front of a camera and tell people about yourself. It's more interesting, it's more personable, and you can share that on your website and on your Facebook business page as part of your biography, rather than just having written biography. And one of the benefits to creating and sharing videos is that specifically with Facebook, their algorithms push that type of content in front of more people. So if you are creating original videos and sharing them, more people are going to see that than just a regular Facebook post. Okay, so that sums up the major tools provided by the company. But in addition, today, I wanted to share with you some other sources you can use to find social media content. Some of these are going to be free, some of them are going to require subscriptions, but I just want to give you some examples of what is out there, and we'll take a look at them as well. So first up is a website called the National Day Calendar. Benefit is that it's free, and it basically details all of the daily national holidays, and there's always some fun ones in there. They have nice graphics that are easy to share. So let's take a quick look. Right, so this is the website. It tells you whatever the days are, and it will have kind of a, graphic post here. So if we are on, let's say the 20th, and I hover over the calendar, it's going to give me all my options, right? So for me, the one that was the most interesting was National Rescue Dog Day, because I happen to have 2 rescue dogs and I work for a dog rescue organization. In addition, everyone loves dogs. So that would be a good one to pick to post about if you can relate to that. So let's close this out. Try that again. So if I click on that, right, it gives you some information. And then to the left-hand side, you can see where you can share this across all the different social media platforms over here. Okay, so that's just one example. Next one is a website called Keeping Current Matters. There is both a free and a paid version, so it's up to you on how much content you want access to. If you do pay for the subscription, they do provide content that is branded to you. They have real estate themed articles and infographics, so you can kind of switch it up. If you subscribe with your email address, you can get suggestions in your inbox on what to post. So we can take a quick look at that. right? So it gives you information on what are the most relevant topics. They have curated market insights, content that's done for you. So again, if you want someone to post for you, everything looks great because it's professionally designed and they will brand it to you. Okay, so there's agent resources up here at the top, pricing if you want to subscribe, and real estate blogs as well. Okay. So that's another one. Next up is one you probably have all seen, people sharing, which is the lighter side of real estate. What a lot of people don't know is that they do have a subscription service, and if you call the Inner Circle, and if you do pay to be a subscribing member, you get additional content that not everyone has access to, and you can brand it, and you can even create a watermark if you have a logo that you can put on those memes. It's basically meme generated or image generated. It's not really articles as much, but they do have a lot of type of content. So articles, infographics, memes, videos, and they have Facebook cover photos as well. So the benefit to joining this one is that you can take this really well curated, hilarious content and you can actually brand it so it looks like it's coming from you and it's not the same silly post you see everyone else sharing over and over and over again. So this one, we can take a look. Okay, so this one I am a member of. I have the option to create a blog through them if I want to, but I'm on my dashboard right now, and here's all the different types of content, whether I want memes, articles, videos, branded booklets, that would be a print option, witty postcards, or Facebook cover photos. And I can search by type. Okay, so it just gives me, some examples. I can go on, Agent Life and see what those look like. Right, so they're cute and funny. You get the idea. And on any of these, if I want to use them, since I am a member, I could drop my logo anywhere on this meme before I share it. So that way, if people respond to it and they think it's hysterical and they share it on their pages, your logo is right there on it. Okay, another one that's totally free is to leverage the Facebook events page. So when you're on Facebook, on the left-hand side, there's a menu, and towards the top, there is one that says events. And if you click on that, it takes you to the main event page where you can search for events either by, is it local? Is there a theme? Is there an event by a group that you're a member of? So generally speaking, the one I like to use is I click on the local option. So here's what that would look like. All right, so I went to the events on the left-hand side, and then I clicked local right here. And now it's giving me a bunch of upcoming events that are near me. And it also will tell you if people you are friends with are already interested in that event, right? So I can see that this one might be a good one to share because 4 of my friends are already interested in this event. Okay, so that's a free one that's easy to do. And it also adds value. If you're posting about an event, you're actually giving your audience something valuable, right? All right, another one you probably have heard of is Inman. They have tons of really great, insightful articles. This one is subscription-based if you want to be able to share the content, $19.99 per month or $199 for a year. And same thing, if you subscribe, they will send you suggested articles. All right, so Inman Select is what it's called if you subscribe. It tells you what you get: independent, up-to-the-minute real estate industry coverage, expert analysis on trends, market changes, and the future of the industry, tips, advice, and how-tos, and exclusive discounts to their live events. Not that you would share that, but they're going to have all of these trending articles that you can share that will be really up-to-date and relevant to the time. Okay, another free one that's easy to leverage on Facebook is to go and find the municipal township Facebook pages, right? So check to see if your local township or any township that you do a lot of business in and want to create a name for yourself, visit either their websites, or if they have a Facebook page, it makes it easier. You can just follow their Facebook pages. Sometimes the content's really easy to share, but if you're on their website, let's say, and not their Facebook page, it might not be the easiest to share, but you can always either download an image that's there or screenshot an image that's there to share it. So just as a quick example, I happen to live in South Harrison Township, so they do have a Facebook page. So if I go to their Facebook page, I can just look and see, what's going on. Right, here's a great piece that's information on the senior freeze property tax reimbursement. So I can share this. And just a pro tip, if I come to this post and click share and just share it to my page from there, if anybody clicks on it, it's going to take them back to this page, right? Instead of my page. So the other option, since this is an image, is to actually click on it to open it up, right click on the image itself, and then you can save the image to your computer. And from there, you can upload it to your Facebook page or whatever other social media account you want to post it on. And that way it looks like it's coming directly from you and they're not going back to that township Facebook page. Okay, so just pro tip on that. Okay. Next is the New Jersey Association of Realtors. They have a site for us as agents, but a lot of people might not know they also have a consumer version of the website where you can find really informative articles geared towards buyers or sellers. They also have access to mortgage and tax calculators and market data. So to get to the consumer site, it's just, let's click here. And the website is consumer.newjrealtor.com, right? So if you scroll down here, now we're at home ownership headlines. So these are all articles that you can share. Some of them are fun, like just talking about different types of New Jersey architecture. Some are informational, like what are the obstacles to buying a home right now and what are some tips on how to get around them. There's one on sustainability, which is a big topic right now, especially with the single-use plastic bag ban. Myths that are debunked, financing tips and tricks, right? So this is all great information to sell. So you can find that on the consumer version of the NJAR site, and that's free. Okay, Realtor Magazine is another one. Many of you may be members, but even if you're not, you can access some of their free resources. You just go to the sales and marketing section and click on handouts for customers. And handouts is kind of, a weird term because they're not just printable. You can also share them on social media. right? So you would go to this top, sales and marketing, and go to handouts for customers, right? And right here, you have your social media share options, right? And here's all of the ones that they have available that you can download. Okay, and here's some recent stories here that you can also share. Okay. Last tip isn't necessarily a specific site that you can go to, but remember to share what you see when you're out in the wild, so to speak. So if you're actually at an event you want people to know about, you can share that. If you see something that you want people to know about or that you think people would appreciate, like this is just an example, right? That there is a retired flag drop off. A lot of people don't know, what do I do with my flags that are damaged that I don't want to keep anymore, but I don't want to throw them away, right? What do I do with that? You can talk about local food banks where they can donate clothes or donate canned goods, help their community. So really anything you see on your average day to day while you're out and about, if you think other people would find it interesting, and if you do, chances are they will, snap a photo and share that out there. Okay, before we move on, any questions about any of those suggested resources that we just talked about? If so, you can unmute yourself or drop it in the chat box. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna move on to just some tips and tricks for using social media. So some do's and don'ts, basically, when we're talking about creating content and how we are structuring our use of social media. So the first suggestion or tip is to actually try to set up a schedule. And sometimes the easiest way to do that and to remember to post is to organize it around daily themes. Now, do you have to do it every day? No. But if you come up with a theme for the days of the week, you don't have to then think about, okay, what content am I going to share today? You already know that you're trying to keep it on theme. The other benefit to coming up with a theme is that it's almost like if someone has a favorite show and they know that show's coming out on Thursday, or whatever it is, and they're excited to see the next episode. If you're using really great content and you're keeping it themed on a particular day, it's almost like that, where your audience is going to kind of have that reaction like, oh, it's Throwback Thursday. I wonder what Corey's posting about today. What silly picture of herself is she sharing? Or, what past listing did she sell? That kind of a thing. So these are literally just some examples off the top of my head. You can come up with whatever type of themes work for you. For me, I always try to make it alliterations because it's easier to remember for me that way. So Monday musings, Tuesday tips, Wednesday wisdoms, Throwback Thursday, Friday facts, or Sunday fun day, right? And that's also, as you can see, kind of a variety of different types of posts, which keeps it interesting. You don't want to constantly just post articles or, real estate information. You want to mix it up. You want to make it personal, and you want to keep it interesting and relevant. So Sunday Fun Day is kind of my favorite because you can post literally anything, just something lighthearted and funny as people are getting ready to slog into another Monday. Related to that is have a social media day. So this relates to time blocking, right? Create a day and a time on that day that you're going to sit down and create your posts. And the benefit is that a lot of these social media platforms, and I mentioned Facebook specifically, have the ability to create posts, but then schedule them to actually go live on particular days and times. So really, once a week, you can sit down, create all your posts for the week, get them scheduled, and now you don't have to think about it for the rest of the week. It doesn't have to be a daily struggle. So if you're going to commit yourself to using social media, commit yourself to having a specific time that you tackle that, just like you would for phone calls or anything else. Pinning posts. A lot of people aren't aware about this, but some of the platforms, I think LinkedIn does it, I know Facebook does it. If you have an important post that you want to make sure the most people possible see, after you create that post, you can pin it to the top of your page so that anyone clicking on or visiting your page will see that post first, right? So as an example, if you did create a video biography and you're sharing that on your Facebook business page, pin it to the top of the page so that that video is what people will see first. Another example I like to use is the home valuation system that I talked about. Whenever I do post that, and I do it probably every few months, I will pin that to the top of my page just for a week or so, because it's a lead generation tool. So I want as many people as possible to see it and hopefully click on it. Okay, so we already kind of touched on this, but mix it up and make sure you're staying relevant. Don't just talk business because you're going to lose people, right? So make sure that you're also sharing some relatable content about yourself, and that can be your hobbies, about local events, organizations you support, recipes you've enjoyed, cute or funny videos. For example, if you love watching The Voice, if that's your favorite TV show, they always post on their Facebook page or their YouTube channel, you know, like the individual tryouts for people, right? So if there was one that you really liked, you can share that. Is there a new movie coming out that you're super excited about? Share the preview video from YouTube, right? So just try to make it personal. Try to keep your topics varied. Don't just have everything be about real estate, because you're going to bore people and you're not going to get as many interactions, as many followers. And then all of your posts will slide down in those algorithms where people aren't seeing them. So every single week, try to have a few posts that aren't related to business, that are just for fun, that are about you and that other people might relate to, okay? Cross-posting, right? So a lot of these accounts you can link, right? So Twitter can link into Facebook, to Instagram, etc., so that you can create one post and then share it across multiple platforms. Just be careful that you don't do this every single time, because if someone is following you across multiple platforms and all they're ever seeing is the same post on every single platform, again, they're gonna lose interest, right? And also keep in mind that the platforms are built for different types of content. So you don't want to cross post if, let's say, you're sharing an article on Facebook, that's not really going to come across as well on Instagram, because Instagram is built around images, right? So make sure the posts are appropriate for whatever platform you're sharing them to. Articles go on Facebook, images on Instagram, short thoughts or quotes on Twitter, just as some examples. Don't forget to use the analytics. Most social media platforms have some type of analytics that you can access if you have an account with them, especially a business account. So pay attention to what types of posts people are responding to, what's getting the most interactions, what days or times of the day are people using social media and reacting to your posts. And Facebook in particular has different types of posts that you can leverage. So when you're creating a post, you have options where you can create an ask a question post, which will generate responses, which again will boost interactions, which will boost viewability. There's a get recommendations and a survey post, etc. Right? So switch up what types of posts you're using to get more interactions and get in front of more eyeballs. And remember, it's not just about the content that you're posting, it's also about what other people are posting. So while you're working at upping your posting game, don't forget to interact with other people. So again, time block, right? Spend some of your social media dedicated time checking in on what other people are doing. comment on their posts, or ask a question to start a conversation. The more you interact with someone, the more of your posts they will see in their feed. So if you ever wonder, like, why do I have this friend, but I never see any of their posts? Chances are you're not liking or commenting on their posts, and they're not liking or commenting on your posts. So Facebook figures you don't want to hear from that person and bumps them out of your newsfeed, right? So you actively searching out people and interacting with what they're doing is going to make sure that you're seeing content from them and that they will now see content from you. And just an example of what I mean when I say, you know, start a conversation, rather than just liking a post or leaving like a happy anniversary comment, ask them a question, try to start a conversation. So say, happy anniversary, do you have anything fun planned? And see what they start talking to you about. Or if it's a picture of their dog, you can say, your dog is so cute. Do you have a favorite dog park that you go to, right? It's all about striking up conversation, starting that snowball of comments back and forth, and again, boosting yourself up in that algorithm. And stay in your lane, right? And what I mean by this is be comfortable with not being an expert. None of us are, right? So don't try to learn all the different social media platforms all at once. Don't expect that you're going to leave from this class, create your week's worth of posts, and all of a sudden you're going to be Facebook famous, right? That's not how it happens. It's consistency and time and dedication, right? So just focus on what you're good at. Do you rock TikTok? Like, is that your jam? Fine. Start by using that one and build up one platform at a time. And remember, there's no need to have accounts on every single social media platform out there. Find the ones that resonate with you, the ones that you know how to use, and focus on those, because it's better to use just a few platforms well than using all of them poorly, okay? And don't be scared to hire professional help if you need it. Get a social media guru on your team, that's all they do is your social media, or subscribe to a company that will create and post content for you. Oop, there was supposed to be, where'd we go? All right, so that was kind of the last tip I wanted to talk about. And I do have just one other thing in ACE Design, or I'm sorry, not ACE Design, in ACE itself that I want to show you, where you can get more information on social media, what to use, more tips, etc. So if you log into your ACE dashboard and in the search bar, you just type social media, right? It's going to show you all the different things related to that. So here's the Resource Center, agent icon. They also have logos and graphics you can use across social media, right? Graphics, there's a frequently asked questions, there's information on how to leverage hashtags, information on the Adworks program, and the social media overview. So this is a great one if you click on that. Right, so it gives you kind of a rundown like I did of different options for social media content. Here. Right, and here's some ones that you can follow or join for additional information. Here's some of the company hashtags. These are some good tips here. And then under the help documents section, which you can access from the ACE education tab. So you would go to education, you would go to help documents and videos, you would scroll through alphabetically and click on social media. You get access to a Drive folder that has tons of handouts and videos all about social media. So Berkshire Hathaway's social media policy handbook is here. That's probably a good one to familiarize yourself with, just so you're not doing anything on social media that the company would have an issue with. How to create value, how to boost engagements, how to augment your Facebook business page, extending your engagements, how to live stream on Facebook, Facebook Marketplace, again, information on hashtags, information on Instagram, how to manually post content without having the automatic thing going, how to use the daily email to post content, etc. Right? How to, remember I mentioned sharing listings from your website. There's an article on that. So there is a ton of information just in ACE itself on how and why and where and when to use social media. All right, so let me hop back on with all of you here. All right, there you all are. Okay, so did anyone have any questions? Oh, Kathy, we got one in the chat. What is the metadata on Facebook? So it depends on what exactly you're referring to, because it can either refer to the data they're collecting for the analytics that I talked about, or they might have an advanced option to embed metadata in there, which would boost it when people are searching for you. So just like, you know, when someone's Googling you, essentially, right? If you have meta tags on your website or your Facebook page or whatever, which is basically just keywords that people might be using to search, if you have a large number of those keywords as metadata, you're gonna show up higher in a search result. So that, I think, might be what you're talking about. All right, Fred, it looks like you got your hand up. So go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
All right, I have a YouTube page, but apparently a YouTube channel. Apparently I have more than one, and some stuff has been loaded into one, and then there's others in the other, and I'm trying to figure how I can combine them, because there's some stuff that's not in the main one, if you will.
Right.
And I'm having a tough time figuring out how to make all that happen.
Okay. So unfortunately, like, I'm not an expert per se on YouTube, so I can't give you an easy answer to that. If the accounts are actually linked somehow, you should be able to share those videos across all of your accounts. So all of them would show up everywhere on like all the channels. Excuse me. But if you created those accounts totally separately with like different email addresses so that they're not linked, you probably have to reach out to YouTube customer service.
Because some of them get uploaded to the wrong one when I'm uploading. And I'm like, no, it's not supposed to. But I don't want to delete the account because it has stuff in there, and I'm trying to move more towards.
Yeah. So like my suggestion, and this is something I have to be cognizant of as well, because I have multiple Gmail accounts, which means I have multiple YouTube accounts. Right. So I always try to make sure that I'm logged in as the correct account before I even go to my channel, right? And when you're on YouTube, in the upper right-hand corner, just like when you're in Gmail, will be the little preview of whatever profile you're using, right? So you just want to make sure that that little photo or name or whatever it is the correct one before you're even going to your channel to upload a video. So it doesn't solve your existing problem of the ones that are already on the wrong one, without downloading them and then uploading them to the correct channel. I mean, that's the only way I would know how to do it, which can be time consuming. But just in the future, you know, try to really be aware of which profile are you logged in as. Right. And okay. Kind of the easiest way, like, so if your main channel is through Fox and Roach, the easiest way to do that is actually to log into your Fox and Roach Gmail, right? So you're looking at your Fox and Roach email account with all your emails. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's that square of squares where all your apps are. Right. If you open that up, the YouTube is right there. So if you access YouTube through that, you're already under your Fox and Roach profile. So it should log you into YouTube under that same account.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, I don't have an easier answer for you. Does anybody else have a question? Anybody else have a tip or trick or something they've learned that they want to share with the class, so to speak? Nope. All right. Well, that was pretty much everything I wanted to cover today. I hope you found at least some of it useful. And if anybody wants this slideshow or a list of those websites that I mentioned, let me know. I'll send that out. But I will be posting this video to my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to come back and scroll through it and jot down those websites if you'd like to. It's a Friday. I'll let you guys get out of here early and enjoy your day. As always, thank you for coming. If you need additional help on any of the company tools that we covered, feel free to reach out to whoever the tech specialist is for your office. They can help you out. All right, guys, thank you again. Everyone have a good one. Michelle, I saw your note. Shoot me an email so I remember.
Okay, thank you so much.
No
have
problem.
a great weekend.
Because I have to sit on here while this video processes, so I might not remember.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. Thank you so much.
You guys are welcome. Have a good one.
Take care.